want to touch me? Come on.
After our long journey on this game, it's seeming players' skills are starting to improve their strategy. But we can't really deny that some of them are really not used to duo dueling, which is more complicated than solo. So in this video, we want to be a guide for someone who is new to this mode or may not be doing well. This video will be divided into 3 stages, so you should watch all of it or skip to the part you want. First, the setting. In duo dueling, the most important factor in winning is the information that you get from both your opponents and your teammate. So, the setting that is showing you right now is an important thing that you should do. Starting with the player name, if you do not turn this on, you will be confused when your opponent is wearing a twin costume. While summon level and showed health point number can be used to properly determine what action you need to take on enemies. Moving to the deck setting for duo dueling. You may know that this game has a current meta deck like Luna, Hagrid, Weasley twins, or Hermione. However, even in that case, the player should not set the deck for only the meta topic. Instead, the player should set the deck through proficiency and card smooth casting. Thus, please do not set the deck for only the average level of card or tier and damage. For example, if you already have a nice and smooth Luna deck with an average of 17 card levels, you shouldn't change any of them to make playing more complicated, even if it will boost the deck average to level 18. The reason is because you can play the deck with easier combos without card flow problems, which can help the whole match more than only one different level that can cause grave mistakes. Another important factor for the deck setting is how players need a core card that either protects themselves or their teammates. In duo dueling, the cards you must have in your deck are life prolong cards and unit clearing cards. The player should have at least one type of said card in the deck. For duo mode, a life prolong card you should pick is either Protego Totalum or Sidelong Apparition. While others, like Portkey, Broomstick, Baby Manticore and Nebulous, are a different deck option used for reviving your teammate. But there is also some echo that we insist you pick both Protego and Sidelong, which is Luna, while you can choose to not pick any of these card types if you are playing Dobby Echo. However, in that case, every player should pick a unit clearing card to make sure they survive the swarm of units. There are plenty of cards like Glacius, Incendio, Sectum Sempra, Headless Hunt, Aquamenti, and more. Second, the ban and pick system. The ban and pick system will occur when the player reaches 8100 points of Grandmaster rank, for which you need 3 decks to participate in dueling. Starting on the 3 decks you should set. What we do recommend is that you pick 1 spellcaster, 1 duo-type caster, and 1 summoner-type deck. With this, you can hand any opponent's deck type. However, if you feel that there is only one type of deck that you can use the reverse obvious tactic. For example, if you want to play summoner deck, the other 2 decks you should set are both spellcaster types or both duocaster types. With this method, players usually think this setting is for spell-type players, so they will like to ban and left summon deck as they want. Now, before we talk about proper pick and ban, we want you to see this echo advantage and remember it a little. If you remember the echo advantage part already, you can use it as a simple starter for the decision to ban disadvantage echo and pick advantage echo. But there are echoes that you should not let out as a package. Please ban and prevent this set of echoes as much as possible. Now for the picking part, what you should pick is the same set that you should ban opponent, plus with echo, that you can being a supporter or damage dealer. The tactic of playing is something that players need to practice and experience themselves. Don't worry, there are some important things that you need to know. Start with the early game, in which every player will be spawned not far from their teammates. The first thing you need to do is make sure that your team does not suffer simultaneous damage, so you should get away from them. The first impact from the first companion is important, and sometimes opponents are prepared to prevent that. So, it is better for you to make sure you have something to protect your companion before summoning them. In the same case, if you see an opponent's companion, you should wait until there is no protection left and kill it as soon as possible, since some companions can change the entire game. Most players use young Hermione, which can copy your card and cause you trouble. What you also need to do is kill her as soon as she is summoned. There is a trick that, when Hermione is just summoned, she will not copy any cards until her animation ends, so you can spam anything you get without worrying about being copied. But please use multiple spells at once to get rid of her instead of one-by-one casting. Most player mistakes are that once they get mana, they spend it all out, which you shouldn't. What you should do is keep calm, collecting more mana to the point that you can keep some of it to cast something to protect yourself if there's an incident. In other words, if your mana cannot defeat an opponent in a single set of castings, please keep some of it for emergency acts. With this method, you can protect yourself and not make your teammate keep spending mana on helping you instead of focusing on enemies. But we can't deny that sometimes your enemies will focus on your teammate only, so please learn how to protect them by using Protego, side-along spells, or supporting them on assault. Yet another important factor in winning is knowing when you need to die. We know some of you want to be a heroic wizard, keeping your tiny health point left and alive until the very end of the match. But that isn't the right choice. Because every time your health is low, the enemy may choose to change the target and focus on reducing your teammates' health to the point that both of you are at a low health point before taking them down at the same time. That is why you should know how to get killed by yourself when your health is too low and your mate is ready to revive you. This method can also be used when the time runs out, and you should swap, revive each other, preventing both deaths by health drain. So, that comes packing with how to revive your teammate. When your teammate is down, what you need to do is revive them when their mana point is maxed out, or when it's risky if you are all alone. When you do decide to revive a teammate, please note that once you click the help button, your movement will be stopped, so you should finish the move that you are about to make to the safest location before reviving. And we do recommend that you prepare Protego, sidelong spells, Hagrid companions, and even baby Manticore cards to deny enemies' attempts to prevent your reviving. And now for the finishing touch on how to defeat opponents. Like we said before, your enemies may try to reduce your team's health points and get both of you killed at the same time, which is one option on how to claim duo-duel victories. However, sometimes it is hard to get double kills if you meet opponents whose level is far different from yours, facing with Neville or Dobby Echo player, and on occasion, one of their health points is far from their mate. In that example case, we do recommend that you focus on killing one player until their revive attempt is out, and then come back to get the other one. If we may say, please always target the Neville player and Dobby's other teammates first. It will make a match easier. And that's all about this guideline video, which we hope will help you at some point. Anyway, what we are saying in this video will not help anything if you do not try to experience it by practicing, learning from your mistakes, and learning from your opponent's strategies. If you do have any questions or suggestions, you can share them in the comment section so they will be useful to others. If you like and find this video helpful, please like, subscribe, share or support us in advance for another. Thanks for watching.